Dear friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to go through one machine on the Van Hub, which is 42 Challenge. From my point of view, this machine is very good, which involve so many different techniques. For example, like command injection vulnerability, the local file inclusion vulnerability, and also how to utilize the cron job to make lateral movement or privilege escalation. We need to understand the bash shell script. We need to understand the Python script. So there will be a lot to take. And I don't think you can find so many walkthrough of this machine. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. We can switch over to the Kali Linux VM. First of all, we need to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. As you can see, the IP address of the target could be recognized as 126. So what do we have to do next? We need to do the port and surface scanning with the Nmap. To save time, I've already completed before, so for now we just get out its result. So as you can see over here, I used the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. Although, as you can notice here, the IP address has been changed from the first time when I did the machine. So from the Nmap scanning, we can tell that the target has 2 open port numbers. The first one is 22, which is running SSH surface or secure shell surface, and including its version number. Although this version is not updated one, however, I don't think we can find any vulnerability except the username immersion vulnerability. And the second one is 80, which is running HTTP surface, and also the version information injects rather than Apache 2. So the title is IP pinger. So maybe this target machine is providing the function of a pinger. Okay, so what are we going to do next? We need to do immersion with HTTP surface or web application, both manually and automatically. Let's fire up our browser of Firefox to do the manual immersion first. And we can put the IP address of the target into the address bar. So the IP address is 126. Press enter. So the proxy server, sorry, I need to disable the proxy first. As you can see, please type a target IP to make a ping. Okay, for example, we can put the local host to make a ping to see what it's about, right? So we can get the result of ping. So before we try to manipulate or exploit this function, we need to do the comprehensive immersion with this web application first, in case we miss something important, right? So as always, we need to check its source code, nothing there. And also we can check whether this site has robots file available. Press enter, not found. Next, we can launch Nikto to do the automatic immersion, because Nikto can give us a lot of information, including the header information, the allowed HTTP methods, and also if the web application software has vulnerability. And then even Nikto can give us the vulnerability or exploit information. But in this case, we cannot get anything like that. So next we can use GoBuster to do the directory immersion or brute forcing. We can change the IP address to our target. Let's press enter. So I use the -u to specify the URL of the target and use the W option to specify the word list. Of course, I always use this word list to start with, okay? And use the option of X to specify the extension options. And the dir is subcommand. Although GoBuster can support other types of subcommands like vhost, but for me, I used most the subcommand I used most with the GoBuster is dir, which stands for directory. As you can see, we can get the first flag. So maybe I can open up another tab. Maybe I can zoom in the terminal so you can see what's going on exactly. We can use Q and flag. So this should be the first flag, right? We can copy and note it down to our notebook. So the flags we can put here. Let's go back. So the logs. So logs should be the directory. Maybe we can take a look at this one. However, this is forbidden. We cannot access directly to this directory, which is fine. So now, and the GoBuster cannot discover anything else. All right, let's stop it. So how to do? I think next we need to or try to exploit this function, the ping. The first impression what we may have is command injection vulnerability. So we can put the comma and ls, make a ping. However, nothing get. And also maybe we can try to use this one, and we can use the tunnel ls, make a ping. So you can try, of course, you can go to website. For example, we can use the Google, the command injection bypass filter, and you can, for example, go to the head checks. So give us some ways to bypass. And if you want, you can try yourself, but I don't think we can, make it happen or make it successful. So, however, I think from the from the URL pattern, we can guess that this target may have the file inclusive vulnerability. For example, we can put like we can use the password file to test. However, sorry, you are not allowed to read this file. So a bit weird, right? I think the reason for this issue is, do you notice the source code here? There's some script, and this JavaScript is doing some checks. For example, if the URL has a lock parameter, if not, and then I think it will give us the error. And also we'll check whether this file name has or file path has locks, and also extension is lock. So this is some sort of the filter or the restriction on how to use this function to ping. And because this filter or this control is done at the client side, which can be easily bypassed. So how to do? We can launch the Burp Suite. And of course, first of all, we need to enable the proxy. and then we can launch our Burp Suite. Click next, start up Burp Suite. And make sure the intercept is on. And then we can ping again. And we can make a ping. As you can see, the Burp Suite has already intercepted the request. But here, we cannot do anything because the URL doesn't have the parameter which allow us to, test or inject the file inclusion. Okay, so now we can forward, and the request will be followed by another request. And in this request, as you can see over here, we is trying to include this file. And of course, what we want is not this one. We want to, for example, we want to test whether we can include the local file, any file. Okay, for example, like password file, we can remove it. // put enough of them, and then it is tag and password, and we can forward. As you can see, we successfully retrieved the content of a password file. So what do we have to do next? We need to exploit this file inclusion vulnerability. And to exploit the LFI exploitation should be like this one. First of all, we need to check whether we can retrieve the password, the key, the private key of a user. Okay, and the next, if not, we need to check whether we can retrieve the authentication log. And the next, we need to check whether we can retrieve the access log. This case, access log should be, the be off the injects rather than Apache 2. Okay. And of course, also we can check whether the target has remote file inclusion vulnerability. So let me show you in practice. So how to do? Just now, go back. I think we can view page source. This would be more clear. And I think we can get 4 normal users. We can copy and paste over here. So next we need to check whether we can access the private key of this user. We can copy. Maybe we need to trigger another request again. And forward. Replace by this home, and followed by the username and SSH directory, private key. Let's forward. However, nothing returned. And you can do the same things for other usernames, other users. And finally, you can know that we cannot get any private key. To save time, I will not repeat this or such steps. Okay. So I think we have already done. So we have already done the first step. Next step, we need to also, maybe we can try this one. So how to test? We can set up, we can create the simple file like a JSON. Great, okay. And then we can set up the web server on the Kali Linux. Now we go back to the browser and we can trigger or launch another request and forward and can remove. HTTP followed by the IP address of the Kali Linux port number test. We can forward the request, nothing returned, which means that the target doesn't have remote file inclusion vulnerability. So next we need to try to access the authentication log. Okay, so make a ping forward. We can remove it. So I think this video will be going on a bit long time. Please be paired with me. Okay, so now we can var log authentication log, and we can forward, nothing returned. So this doesn't work. And next we can trigger another request, and next we try to access the access log. As we know, by default the access log for the nginx would be here. Let me show you. var log nginx access log, and then we can forward. However, nothing returned. A bit weird, right? So let me do it again. This should work. Forward. And we can remove. var log nginx access log. We can copy it. Maybe we can copy it, right? We can copy. Oh, what I'm doing. Oh, sorry. Forward. Okay. Forward. We can do it again. And forward. var log nginx. Make sure no mistakes here. Nginx access log. Maybe we can copy and paste over here. Now we can forward. So nothing returned. Interesting. Very interesting, very weird. Because when I did the machine the first time, I can retrieve the log without problem. So let me fix this issue first, and then we'll come back. Dear friends, welcome back. As you can see, I re-imported the machine into the VirtualBox, and now we can successfully retrieve the data of the access log. I don't know what caused the issue. Maybe I did or made too many requests during the directory immersion. I don't know. Anyway, as you can see, we have already successfully retrieved the access log. And the next, I think we can utilize or we can poison. We can poison the log file. So how to do? We can forward, and we can trigger another request, make, and forward. And the next we can, forward. Let's do it now. Let's forward. And here we can remove. var log injects access log, and also we can change or poison the user agent. We can use the one-liner PHP system. Okay, apply changes. So next we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux. Now go back. We can forward. But nothing happened, right? Okay, we can poison, make a ping, and we can poison here. PHP system netcat apply changes, and next forward. Here we can change the path to include the log file. var log injects and should be access log. We can forward. As you can see, we successfully got the collection from the target. So wonderful, right? And next we need to spawn interactive shell by Python. Python import pty module, pty spawn bash. Next, we need to do some local immersion. We have already retrieved the first flag. Now we need to do some local immersion. There's so many users, right? So we can go to the LoRa. SSH. Nothing there. So how about secret message? Permission denied. All right. So we need to do the enough local immersion, right? Go to Maria. Nothing there. Go to Marvin. Nothing there. Go to Pedro. Nothing there. So many flags we have to retrieve. Okay, so now also we can check the kernel. A bit new, right? Next we can go to the var. Go to the backups. At the bottom, I think you can also notice this file. We can cut out this shadow file. We got the backup file of the shadow file. And I think next we can, crack the passwords. For example, like root user. Of course, in most cases, the password for root user will be very strong. So let's try one by one. We can copy. And if this, we cannot make a crack against this user, and then we can try this one, and so on, and so forth. So now we can echo. Then we can use the John the Ripper to make brute forcing. Of course, because I've already cracked before. So the John the Ripper has cache. To display the password, we can use show option. So this should be the password for the Marvin. We can copy and so the username should be Marvin. So I think next we can use this credential to SSH to the target, right? And now we can use SH. Yes, and the password, we can copy it from notebook. Okay, so I think we can get the next flag. We can copy. So different user has corresponding flag which is required to retrieve, right? So next, how to do next? We need to make local immersion, right? So how to do? We can, for example, can do the sudo paste. I need to copy the password again from my notebook. Next, we can paste over here. So no user, and we can try to find the, this one. Oh, we got this one. I think we got this library which has SUID bit. So I think we can copy. This binary has SUID bit. So I think we can utilize this binary to make another lateral movement to this user, Lucas. So we can run it to see what it's about. Oh, we need to provide the password. Anything? So wrong password. We can use the strings to display the readable characters of this binary. And we can scroll up. So please type the password. If we can provide the correct password, and then we can run the bash. So I think the next job for us is to get the password for this binary. So how to do? I think we can copy this binary to or transfer to the Kali Linux for the analysis, right? And we can use the Python. So Python 3 is there. Python 3 set up the web server, and next we can download this file to the Kali Linux. Make it bigger, make the font to be bigger, and then we can use wget. Press enter. We need to make it executable. And then we can use Ghidra or like GDB to make, also we can run it and to see whether there is any emerging port number. We can use, right now, this is the current open port number, run it. So no new open port number. So I think this has nothing to do with the surface which provide the access to client. Okay, so how to do? We can use GDB to make debugging, and we can use the functions to display all functions. We can set the breakpoints at the main and also the try, and then we can we can run it. And we need to understand, of course, this is the assembly language, very difficult to understand. And we need to find the password from, this assembly code. We can use the in. Nothing there. Nothing there. So many steps. You know, the move or LEA is some different statement of or command of the assembly language, right? A machine, maybe, of course, this is not a machine language. So we can move forward, move forward. When I did the machine, I spent a lot of time at this step. Okay, as you can see over here, this one test. You know, test is some sort of like, you know, test is some sort of the test is some sort of the compare. And, you know, I think the binary Lucas access is doing some comparing our input password to the correct password, right? So now go to the try function. I think I've already found the password here. I think the password should be this string. Let's try it. We can copy. We can run it. Password. Wrong password. Interesting. Not the right one, which is fine. We can continue our searching. The test. So where is my password? Where? So maybe we need to go ahead. It should be around here. Okay, guys, I'll come back. Actually, this is very, very weird. When I did the machine the first time, I indeed retrieved the password. But now, when I do this machine the second time or now, I cannot get the complete password, just part of the password, part of a string. So, I spent a bit long time and cannot figure out and don't know what caused the issue. Okay. And should be the password. This should be the complaint. We can copy and now we can go to Bing, Lucas, and paste the password. As you can see, we successfully switched or made a lateral movement to another user. And we can list the file, we can get another flag. Okay. We can go to the Lucas. And now we can get out the flag. We can put over here. So what are we going to do next? We need to, go to the home directory and go to the LoRa, maybe LoRa. We have already retrieved. We have got shell of this user or this user, and also this user. So how about LoRa? Go to the Maria. Go to the Pedro. Oh, this one, reporting system. Before we do that, I'd like to, okay, as you can see, I think we can, sorry about this, I think we can easily make another lateral movement to this user. And how to do? We can go to the GTF opens and we can follow the steps to make another lateral movement. We can use sudo with user name Maria and nano. And the first step would be control R, and then control X. So then we can execute command. So I think we can spawn another shell. We can set up the listener, another port number like 666. And now we can netcat press enter. As you can see, we successfully got another shell. And we can spawn more interactive shell. So I think this machine is a very good one, except, when I try to use GDB to debug, make debugging to retrieve the password, I cannot retrieve the complete password or strings as I did the machine the first time. So now we have already got another let movement manual. So I think we can cut out the flag without a problem. So next we can copy and paste over here. So another, I think this one is done, and this one is done. Mommy is done. Okay, so next let's take a look at the petrol. Go to petrol. We can cut out this one. So I think this should be some sort of a shell script. And of course, right now we do not have a permission to modify this one. And I think next we need to upload the PSPY to see whether there is any cron job running. Okay, so how to do? I've already got this PSPY 64 utility ready. And next we need to set up the web server. And now we go back to, we can temp, we can use wget to upload PSPY 64. We need to make it executable, and we can run it to see whether we can find some interesting processes. PSPY 64 utility can help us to display all processes, even those belong to another user rather than the current user. For example, like UID is equal to 0, means that this process is owned by root user. And we need to find some interesting processes. Then we can utilize such a process to make another movement. Okay, as you can see here, I think this user 1000, maybe we can take a look at sorry, so this should be belong to the petrol, and also another job is running. So I think we can manipulate these two shell script or Python script to make another movement. Okay, and we can copy and paste in here. So now we need to stop, and we need to connect it again. Control R, Control X, and press enter. PDY spawn. So now we need to check whether we have a permission. So we can cut out the password file. So I think 1003 is user Pedro. And also next we need to check the permission for this shell script to see whether we have a permission to manipulate. However, the current user doesn't have permission to make any change against this file. And we need to get out the script itself. Actually, inside, if you take a look at the code, inside this script will do another command, will run this script. So next, I think we can, as you know, we can generate another shell script in this file. And right now, we do not have this script already. And so how to do? We can set up another. So this should be, we can use another port number. We can save into this file. I need to make a double check. So this will launch or trigger another shell. Of course, we need to set up another listener on the Kali Linux to wait for the collection from the target. And this collection should belong to Pedro, okay? So no error. And then we can wait. Maybe I'd like to make the font be bigger. To see whether we can get another shell. And also, I think another script, what we can manipulate is Python. So afterwards, we can take a look at this Python script, because this Python script is executed by which user? Which user? I think this should be maybe Laura, the last user, last normal user. As you can see, we have already got the collection. And now we can go to home directory to retrieve its flag. You know, Petra flag. So we can copy. We can paste in here. So now we come to the final normal user. And just I mentioned earlier, we can manipulate this one. However, we need to take a look at the permission with this file. We do not have any user doesn't have permission to modify. So we can need to go into this script. And it's doing some sort of like jaw, some functions. And next we need to check the module. For example, we need to check whether we can manipulate the module. We can, first of all, we need to locate the subprocess file. And because both Python 2 and Python 3 on the target, we can, and I think this script is written in Python 2. So I think we can check out this subpress module of Python 2. Actually, everyone can manipulate this, this module or this Python script, Python file. So next would be very easy. We just, we can put our own reversal command or statement into this file. And of course, I think now we cannot use this one, this command, because this command will utilize the subpress. However, we have already modified this subpress module. We can use the OS module. So how to do? We can echo import OS module, OS system, and we can run command. Hopefully this can work. And another port number. And we can save into this file. I need to double check. Import OS system, single quotes, the close up. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, I think it's correct. So now we can press enter. Now we need to open up another tab to set up another listener. Okay, and wait for collection from the target. I think this video has been very long. Sorry about that. Okay, we have already got collection from the target. And I think we can get the flag for this user. We can copy. So far, we have already got all flags. I mean the user flags. So next, we need to elevate our privilege. For example, we can check sudo. So sudo, we do not need to provide the password to run this one. So we need to check out this test. No file. I think we can create this file, right? And so how to do? We can echo bin bash to test, and we can make it executable test, and then we can run sudo and copy this absolute path. And then I think we can get the root shell, and we can retrieve the final flag. All right, we can paste over here. So I think that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.